And I think that that should not be how we create holidays. We should not create holidays with a cultural gun to our head. And that's what happened with Juneteenth.
By the off chance that y'all didn't know who Vivek Ramaswamy was until now, well, that's him, and surprisingly, he is actually very favorable amongst Republicans. I actually made a video about Mr. Ramaswamy on my second page back in May. He had said he wanted to raise the voting age to 25 and wanted to basically force young people to complete mandatory service in the military, and if you didn't, then you could not vote. So basically, in the end, Vivek Ramaswamy should never be the president. When it comes to an extreme conservative, Vivek Ramaswamy fits the bill. He'll never overtake Trump, but if there's an event where Trump can't run anymore, he might get those votes. With that being said, y'all, when it comes time to vote, vote. Vote, vote, vote. We cannot let people like this become the president. They will absolutely kill democracy.
So I've been goofing on Vivek Ramaswamy since the day I heard his name. But yesterday he actually said that Juneteenth should be canceled because it's a useless holiday. How many black people don't you want you to vote for you? It's like unbelievable. He's like saying Martin Luther King Day picked up on all those kind of events. I mean, he's saying the most hateful things. I mean, it's almost like he's like a plant for the Democrats. In a way, it's enough to really make you question what some of these people are actually doing, saying they want to be president, when they're steering groups of people to remember that we're voting for democracy in 24. It's democracy über alles, not the Fourth Reich.
Vivek Ramaswamy, who is a candidate on the GOP side to run for the presidency of the United States, took to his Twitter account to denounce Juneteenth, basically saying, you know, it's teaching psychological slavery to our children and telling them that they are oppressed due to the color of their skin. Well, a Twitter account by the name of Ming Lo said, wait a minute now, Vivek, you're around here bleaching your skin. Your family literally ran from the Indian caste system, which denounces people due to their skin being darker, but you up over here in the United States of America trying to get white. So it's like on one hand, you talking about being oppressed because of the color of your skin, but you don't want to be the color of your skin. Do tell, Vivek.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy, who is facing some backlash because he has called to cancel Juneteenth. Okay, he calls Juneteenth a useless holiday, and that instead, Election Day should be a federal holiday instead, okay? He says that we're probably having too many holidays, and at some point, right, there are not going to be any days to work if we are making every little thing a holiday. And I want to talk about it because he makes some interesting points here that, quite honestly, I agree with. But let's go ahead and play the video that is so controversial with him calling to cancel Juneteenth. Take a look.
You think Juneteenth is a useless holiday?
I basically do.
Single day voting on Election Day. We will make Election Day a holiday in the United States of America, so there's no complaints about it. Cancel Juneteenth or one of the other useless ones we made up, okay? We can't have like everything be a holiday, but we'll cancel one of the other ones and make Election Day a holiday. Paper ballots and government-issued voter ID that matches the voter file. That is what we will do.
Going back to your election security plan, you said you wanted to have a holiday. You said maybe cancel Juneteenth or one of those other useless holidays. Do you think Juneteenth is a useless holiday?
I basically do. Yeah.
Do you think Memorial Day, Veterans Day are useless holidays?
I don't, because I stand with the presumption of time-tested traditions. Like I said, religion is, I call these things cults. I won't dignify them as religions because religions have withstood the test of time. And so I think that if we made a national commemorative holiday for everything that's important and happened in our history, we'd have no working days left. But I think that the spirit of Juneteenth, we already channel into other holidays, like Martin Luther King Day, like President's Day. I think we can commemorate the spirit of that holiday separately. So I think that we shouldn't have redundant holidays that celebrate overlapping purposes. It should have a distinct purpose. And I think, let's be honest, the reason for making that a holiday was under political duress. There's a political hostage situation on the back of the death of George Floyd, and I think that should not be how we create holidays. We should not create holidays with a cultural gun to our head, and that's what happened with Juneteenth.
Yeah, so you've seen that, you heard that. Now, some people are calling Vivek Ramaswamy out as being a hypocrite on the issue of Juneteenth because he posted a video on Juneteenth celebrating it, in which, in my opinion, he wasn't really celebrating it as much as he was just saying, well, it's a holiday, so, hey, you know, because it's a holiday, we should define what it's about, okay? We still have an opportunity to do so instead of making it about grievance, which that is what it's about now. It's about grievance, right? He's saying, well, since it's a holiday, well, we might as well try to at least make it about something that, you know, we could all stand behind and, you know, be united on. Take a look.
We live in a beautiful country. America is blessed with natural beauty in every sense. But the thing that makes our country beautiful actually isn't even the scenery. It's the vision of what this place can be. The place where no matter who you are, or where your parents came from, or what your skin color is, that you still get ahead in this country based on your own hard work, your own commitment, your own dedication. That's the American dream that I lived. It's the American dream we want to give to the next generation. That's what we celebrate on Juneteenth. We don't just look back and flog ourselves. That's beside the point. What we celebrate is how far we've come. And as a first-generation American myself, you better believe I'm proud of it. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Take it easy and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, so what you have to is Vivek Ramaswamy using Juneteenth as a way to basically celebrate the fact that regardless of your skin color, you can get ahead and you can achieve the American dream with hard work, okay? To celebrate how far that we've come as a country instead of focusing on slavery and grievance, which is what Juneteenth kind of has been about, at least in regards to how they mainstreamed it, because like Vivek Ramaswamy explained, Juneteenth only became an official holiday because Democrats and also Republicans as well too, they wanted to try to take advantage of all of the virtue signaling that was happening after George Floyd, right? So it only became a holiday based on racially motivated politics that really, again, in my opinion, has divided the country more so. Because now you have black people celebrating Juneteenth instead of July 4th as their Independence Day, which is not something we should be doing in this country. We shouldn't be singing a different national anthem based off your skin color. We shouldn't be celebrating a different Independence Day based off your skin color. We all should be celebrating the same Independence Day. We should all be singing the same national anthem because that is what unites us as a country. Yes, I understand that black people weren't free, okay, on the 4th of July when this country gained independence from Great Britain. However, that Independence Day is what set forth, it was the start of a country that would eventually free slaves, and not only just free slaves, but allow black people, if you're of African descent, for example, somebody like Barack Obama, to eventually become president of the United States to actually lead the country, okay? So again, you know, I mean, to me, I don't think that there's a need to celebrate Juneteenth as an official holiday. If people want to celebrate the end of slavery on their own, that's totally fine. I'm totally okay with that, right? Kind of the same way that I don't think Cinco de Mayo is necessarily a federal holiday or whatever. But hey, if people want to celebrate it, they can celebrate it, okay, on their own. I don't think it needs to be a federal holiday. I think that, you know, we have MLK Day. We have a whole Black History Month. We have a lot of holidays that basically have the same spirit behind it as Juneteenth. We don't need a separate Independence Day, right? For black folks, we don't need that, okay? So, I agree with Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, here's the thing about Vivek Ramaswamy that's interesting, because a lot of the woke revolutionaries are upset with him, right? They're upset with him because, here's the thing. People like Vivek Ramaswamy piss off the pro-black woke revolutionaries because they realize that Vivek Ramaswamy, when he comes out and he talks about hard work, when he talks about getting ahead, you know, based off merit and things like that, it goes directly against the grievance politics and the racial agenda that a lot of people want to push in this country, where they say, well, black people can't do nothing. If you're not white, you're a victim of white supremacy, etc. That's why black people are behind. Again, when you have people like Vivek Ramaswamy, who's not an immigrant, okay, he's actually a U.S. citizen, despite what some woke revolutionaries believe, okay, they try to say he's an immigrant just because he's an Indian, even though he's not, or he's of Indian descent. He's not. He's actually a natural-born citizen. When they see somebody like him, right, say these things, okay, again, they see that as an assault on, again, the pro-black agenda, right? And again, this is not the first time I've actually done a video like this, because I did a video before in the past about Fresh and Fit, specifically Fit, Myron Gaines, basically going off on, you know, black men or whatever for complaining about, you know, America and systemic racism and how they can't get ahead. And he's like, yo, a lot of people have negative opinions in regards to how, you know, some black people, you know, don't work as hard as everybody else, right? They don't work as hard as immigrants, but yet you're complaining about not being able to achieve what everybody else is achieving, but you're not putting in the work, right? I mean, that's basically what he said. And Myron, you know, I guess, you know, he's from Sudan or whatever. Again, he's one of these guys that, again, is, I guess, descendant of immigrants, or he is an immigrant himself. I'm not entirely sure about him, but this is something that is commonly believed in a lot of these circles of people who are the descendants of immigrants or direct immigrants. They always tell the same story about, well, I don't know why black people complaining so much, because I came over here with nothing, or my family came over here with nothing. They just work hard, right, for their lifetime, okay, and then they ended up achieving great things, okay? All they did was just work hard, and they were grateful for the opportunity to be able to achieve the things they've achieved, because in their home countries, they would never be able to achieve these things, right? Regardless of how hard they worked, because there wasn't an opportunity. They were grateful for the opportunity, and they took advantage of it with hard work. So it's like, well, how in the world is it that black folks can't achieve, right? We've been here all these years, and black people complain about not being able to get ahead and how the system is so against them, when it's like you got people come over here with nothing who, again, just through sheer hard work and effort are, you know, achieving the American dream, right? They're starting businesses, okay? They're sending their kids to great schools. Their kids are outperforming the white people, right, in schools, specifically when it comes to Asians. Yeah, I mean, again, that's why there's a lot of animosity towards them, right? Especially Vivek Ramaswamy, who also proposed a test, or that, you know, 18-year-olds have to pass a civics test, the same civics test that, you know, immigrants that come over here and want to vote have to pass in order to become citizens. They need to be able to pass that test in order to actually be able to vote, which I think is a great idea, right? I think, you know, people that are voting should at least know the basics about our country, right? A lot of people are pushing back against that idea, and I'm going to tell you the reason why they're doing it. They're pushing back against it because they're afraid that a lot of people just won't pass it, right? A lot of kids, specifically kids of color, right, won't pass it, right? They're not going to pass the test, so that's why they're so against it, because they're like, oh, well, there's a lot of kids that ain't going to be able to pass this test. Because think about it. There's a lot of kids that, you know, can't read and write at grade level, and this disproportionately affects black students, right? So we know that if you had some type of civics test that, you know, an 18-year-old would have to pass in order to vote, we all know who would be disproportionately negatively affected by it. And that's why a lot of black people, a lot of these guys are coming out against Vivek Ramaswamy so hard, because he is basically their worst nightmare in regards to the agenda, because he's proving that, hey, as a so-called person of color, I can achieve in this country. I've done great things just through sheer hard work and effort, right? And, you know, I believe that, you know, we should reward people based off of merit. I don't believe in grievance politics. We shouldn't be out here, you know, pushing racial segregation and things like that. You know, if you work hard, you can compete with a white man, right? Again, that is in direct opposition to the agenda. That is in direct opposition to the narrative. And that's why he's getting so much pushback, right? And I'm pretty sure he's going to get a ton of pushback when it comes to his Juneteenth thing, right? But he's 100% right. I think Election Day should be a holiday, right? I think that if we're going to create another holiday, we should get rid of Juneteenth and make Election Day a holiday. That way the woke revolutionaries can't complain about black people not being able to vote on Election Day, because, hey, everybody basically has a day off. You can vote, right? Because you probably have the day off. And, again, there's no excuses. But, again, you know, Democrats and Republicans don't really want that, okay, for whatever reason, even though to me it seems common sense. But, hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.